So first off, 7-7. Determinant of a square matrix. Now, just like yesterday when we did inverse square, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. You're going to see, well, 1 by 1 is hardly worth talking about it, but we're going to show that to you. 4 by 4, 5 by 5, anything larger, of course, into your graphing calculator. So let's show you first 2 by 2s. Okay. So 2 by 2s. Couple things as far as notation go. It depends on how they present the problem to you. And they might actually have DET for determinant, telling you, hey, that's, I want you to calculate the determinant. That's the words that your graphing calculator uses, which I'm going to show you at the end. You might also see just these vertical bars. Looks like absolute value, I know. Vertical bars on a matrix means I want you to calculate the determinant. So how do you actually calculate the determinant? That's what we need. So if you look at this, this is a little formula, the calculations that you're doing, in which you're like, what is this? There's so many variables and subscripts. You always start, always, I don't care if it's 2 by 2, 3 by 3, always start top left, always top left, and you're just multiplying this diagonal together. Literally my dramatic multiplication symbol, I know you know that. And then you multiply the other diagonal together, and you're going to subtract them. So that's all it is. Multiply, multiply, subtract. Those are the operations of the day, my friends. So let's do some 2 by 2s just to practice. Always, I don't care what size it is, start top left. So top left, I'm going to do 2 times 2, minus, and then I'm going to do the other product diagonal, 1 times negative 3. Final answer, 7. That's what we're doing today. Get excited. Okay, start top left. So I'm going to do 2 times 2. And then my product of the other diagonal, 4 times 1. And you can get 0 for an answer. 0 is just a number. It's okay. I know 0 always kind of weirds kids out. Start top left. 3 times 4. And then, of course, 2 times 3 halves. Oh, boy, a fraction. You don't need a calculator. What's 2 times 3 halves? 3. Final answer, not. So any questions on doing a 2 by 2? That's as wild as we're getting here. Okay, now 1 by 1 is really hardly worth talking about, but you probably will see a 1 by 1 on your homework today. So 1 by 1, there's only one number in it. So if I ask you to do the determinant, it's just that number. There is nothing to multiply or subtract to it. It's just the one single number you give it. They give you. That is also the determinant. Not even worth getting carried away with. All right, you're up. Try this. Get the determinant. A little mental math. Try it without your calculator.
I'm not there.
Thursday, 8th hour. Do what you gotta do. All right, we should have it. Right? Right? Okay, so negative 7 times 3, negative 21. Okay, what's half of 6? 3. So final answer. Got it. Any questions on the 2 by 2? So 2 by 2s you're going to see, of course, on the homework. There is a 1 by 1 on the homework, which again is just that number. That's super easy. And then let's talk 3 by 3s. Now, just like always, on your test, there's going to be some of these on the graphing calculator, some on the no graphing calculator. So I'm going to show you, of course, the no graphing calculator, and then we'll get out the calculators. Now, if you, and I'm sure you guys do this all the time, you know, Google determinant of a 3 by 3 in your spare time. Anybody know it? Okay. If you do that, of course, it's going to launch into this long-winded, very boring process, very time-consuming, called minors and cofactors. It's super obnoxious. I'm going to show you a little hack, a little cheat way, and this always works. It's a little pattern that you'll always get the same answer, and you can use diagonals on it too. First thing, your first 2 columns, I'm just going to add those on the back. I'm just going to repeat them. So I'm going to add on a 0, 3, 4 back here. You'll see in a minute why. And I'm going to also re-copy down the middle column. So that's the first mission. Now, just like 2 by 2s, I'm still multiplying on the diagonals. I'm still starting top left. So I'm starting it here top left. And I'm going to multiply all 3 of these numbers together. So 0 times all of that. Now you have to keep going. You have to go to the middle number and multiply down. So 2 times 2 times 4, or 16. Then you're going to do your third top number, top right here in your matrix, 1 times 3 times 0. So you have to, or the reason why you put these two columns on, so you have 3 numbers to multiply in all the diagonals. We're not done. Add that up, of course. Got it. Now, just like on the 2 by 2, so it's like we did the top to the bottom diagonals. You gotta go bottom to the top now. So now I'm gonna start bottom left and multiply up. 4 times negative 1 times 1. 0 times I really could care less. 1 times 3 times 2. Total. So you get 2. And just like on the 2 by 2s, just to flip it back here quick. Just like on the 2 by 2s, we subtracted those diagonals. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to subtract. So my final answer is 16 minus 2. And this will work every single time. Okay? So recopy the first 2 columns so you have 3 numbers in every diagonal. Start top left, multiply down. Start bottom left, multiply up. So we're going to do a couple more of these to practice because clearly you've never done this before, okay? So first mission, recopy the first 2 columns at the back. Just like 2 by 2, we always start top left, and I'm going to multiply down. So I'm starting here at negative 3. So negative 3 times 11, negative 33 times 2. Now I'm starting in the middle on the top. 1 times 5 times 1. Now I start at 0 at the top. 0 times, well, who cares? Add those up, combine them together. So I'm going to have negative 61 there. And just like on the 2 by 2s, now you start at the bottom. So I'm going to start at 1 here. 1 times 11 times 0. Now I'm starting at 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times negative 3. I'm going to start at 2. 2 times 7 times 1. I'm going to total those up, so I have negative 16 up there. Now, just like on the 2 by 2s, subtract. So I'm going to do negative 61 minus negative 16. Final answer, negative 45. Any questions on that? And like I said, you'll see, you're probably like, why are we doing this? You'll see the applications in the next section. We can do a little geometry with some of this. All right, one more by hand to practice. So again, same thing. Recopy those first 2 columns, 2, 4, 3. Negative 1, 2, negative 5. Always start top left. Multiply your way down. So I'm starting here at 2. 2 times 2 times 1. Negative 1 times negative 2. 2, 2 times 3, 6. Got it? 0 times I don't care. Total up. Grand total of 10 there. And now I'm going to start bottom left. So starting at 3. 3 times 2 times 0. I always like when there's a 0, makes it easy. Okay, negative 5 times negative 2, 10. 10 times 2, 20. And 1 times 4 times negative 1. So we add those together. We combine it. We add 16. All right, so final answer, of course, 10 minus 16. We got to subtract them. I would say the only thing that maybe sometimes kids mix around, like they might do 16 minus 10, so your sign would be off. Well, it's always your first total minus your second total. First minus second. Just keep it in order. Keep it in order. Okay, you try this one. See what you get. Probably ahead of me. I'm just going to try to catch it up here. So I'm just copying my first 2 columns. All right, let's check our multiplying, of course, starting top left. 1 times 2 times 3. 4 times 0. Negative 2 times 3 times 4. Negative 6 times 4. Add them up. We've got negative 18 for that one. Oh, okay. Bottom, moving up. Negative 1 times 2 times negative 2. 4 times 0. I always like when there's a 0 in there. 3 times 3, 9 times 4, 36. So you got 40. So the question is, do I do 40 minus negative 18 or negative 18 minus 40? Well, just be careful on that. So final answer, negative 58. Any questions on those? Too easy. I love this stuff. I could do it all day. Okay, next, I'm going to show you how to do them on the calculator. Because like I said, there's some on both parts of the test. You're going to see some applications Tuesday. Those are on the graphing calculator part. We don't need to do a million. So I see you guys already typing. So let me grab a calculator here. See what we got. And start typing it in. Let's turn this on here. Okay, clear this off. Okay, so just like always, you're going to get into that matrix menu. And of course, second matrix, go over to edit. See what we got here, 3 by 3. So you can see I typed this one in earlier. So go ahead, type yours in. I always double check that I don't botch typing a number, double check it. And then, because I think somebody started typing early, which is fine. Okay, once you got it, quit out. Go back into your matrix menu. And you can see on your notes here, I got the screenshot. You're going to go to math, and number 1 seems like a win, determinant. So math, determinant. Now you have to tell it a which matrix. I did mine under A, so back in the matrix menu. A is already highlighted. I'm just going to hit enter and then enter. And there's my answer, 151. Write it down. That's all you got to do. And I'm going to give you one other pro tip today. So there's a review problem on your homework, still from the matrices, You have to do, let me get in the menu here. It's one of those 3 equations, 3 variables, just to see if you remember the keystrokes for that. It's got like X, Y, and Z in it, and you have to solve it. So once you type in the matrix, you go to math. Do you remember what you go to after this? You got to scroll down. Tell me when to stop. Okay, and you need that letter B, that reduced row echelon form, what that stands for. So that's on the review problem, just a little, in case you need a little